I'm the Irish guy, and right, so here are my Euro 2024 predictions. And I know, it's strange. I just did an entire video playing out every single Euro 2024 match, but no, that whole video was a joke. They weren't accurate predictions. For example, I don't actually think that Scotland will have to forfeit their opening match because their players accidentally drank poisoned iron brew. By the way, watch that full monster video. I destroyed my hamstring doing so please click on it. But yes, these today are my actual Euro 2024 group predictions. Let's see if I think England will win.
Spoilers, I don't!
Right, let's go. Group A, 4th Scotland. Yes. I've tipped Scotland to finish last. And right now, I just know there's some bloke from Aberdeen furiously watching this on his phone whilst he's in the queue for popcorn at the cinema. Mate, deep breaths, please. Or you'll probably headbutt the poor cinema clerk when he tells you there's no wine gums left. I know that me tipping Scotland's golden generation to finish rock bottom of the Euro 2024 group. I might as well march in the middle of Glasgow and announce that I think Sean Connery was the worst James Bond. I'm for sure leaving that city without a nose. Scotland finishing bottom when they've recently beaten Spain. Yeah, so did Northern Ireland once upon a time. The following year, they're losing to Latvia. And Scotland have actually been in horrible form over the last 6 months, losing most of the matches, including against Northern Ireland. I don't see enough goals in this team, which sounds weird considering Che Adams is literally off the back of an 18-goal campaign for Southampton. But to me, in international football, he still looks about as threatening as a tin of cat food. Sorry, but 3 defeats without even a goal scored, and let's make a deal. If Scotland do qualify from Group A, then I will pour 50 cans of iron brew over my head while standing in the middle of a public street. I'll probably smell like some chubby woman who's just been dumped at her prom night in Dundee. 3rd, Switzerland. Look, Switzerland were probably reeling after the last World Cup. 2022 was such a horrendous year for the Swiss national team, eaten alive in both the Nations League and the World Cup. Portugal scored 10 goals past them in 2022 alone. That was a complete another nightmare. They were a total mess, but they've recovered well and arguably have the most confident midfielder in the entire tournament. Lads, Granit Xhaka is coming off the back of an invincible Bundesliga season. He's only lost 1 game all season long, and the delicious irony that it was the Europa League final in Dublin, because I am convinced there would have been some excited, presumptuous Liverpool fans expecting to see their team lift the trophy in Cup's final match. Instead, they are forced to sit there and watch a former Everton player score a hat-trick. That must have been about as much fun as watching your grandparents eating each other's snots. I think the Swiss have quality in midfield, but there's not much up front. I reckon 3rd on 3 points. They'll beat Scotland, but that's it. 2nd, Hungary. Don't sleep on Hungary. Yes, they just lost to Ireland this week.
Yippee!
And lads, that was their first loss in 15 games. What a win for John O'Shea. Lads, this is a nation that didn't qualify for the Euros for what, 40 years? And all of a sudden, they then topped their group at Euro 2016 before melting like chocolate penguins against Belgium in the next round. But yeah, they then finished bottom at Euro 2020, sure. But lads, they drew with both France and Germany and nearly held Portugal to a draw in the absolute group of death. Yes, this is an unspectacular squad, which has 1 superstar in Dominic Szoboszlai. Well, this Liverpool midfielder is probably treated like a prize prince on international trips. Supporters camped outside training sessions begging for a selfie, whilst ignoring the other mouldy nobodies. But I reckon Hungary are going to shock everyone. They'll beat Scotland and Switzerland and qualify in 2nd. 1st, Germany. People are snoozing on Germany. I know you are. When people talk about who's going to win the Euros, there's a team which gets massively overlooked because yes, Germany were in absolute crisis mode under Hansi Flick, who's not exactly some meatball muffin of an incompetent coach himself. I mean, this is someone who won 6 trophies in a single season for Bayern Munich. He's currently the boss of Barcelona, and yet even he could not drag Germany out of an easy World Cup group Qatar. It was embarrassing to watch. I hadn't seen a Flick look so demoralized since a bug's life. It's understandable why everybody thinks that the German football team is a bin bag full of poisoned goat cheese. Well, they had a horror 2023, losing 6 out of their 11 games. Surely that was the worst year the German national team ever had. Yeah, I don't care. Not only are they winning this group, but lads, Germany are winning the entire Euros. I mean, lads, when the domestic German football teams are doing well in Europe, it always rubs off on the national team. I mean, just 1 year after an all-German Champions League final, the country won the World Cup. And this season, there were 2 German teams in the European finals. German football is in a good place, and the cherry on the top, the confirmation that they're going to win, is because they have the best manager in the entire tournament by far. International management is usually stuffed to the brim with either past-it grandpas or it's underqualified bozos who would be chewed apart in club football. Gareth Southgate says hello. Julian Nagelsmann is neither of those things. He is one of the best young coaches in the world. He is someone who Bayern Munich literally tried to poach 2 months ago, pathetically groveling back to the manager who they'd already binned off 2 years ago. That's a bit like desperately begging your ex-wife to go and watch the latest Mad Max film when you literally dumped her midway through her birthday party. When there is a compressed, hectic international tournament, if there is a coach who doesn't belong there, who is head and shoulders above the rest, they usually win the thing, like Roberto Mancini at Euro 2020. But lads, Germany are sweeping this group with these 9 points, and trust me, Toni Kroos is gonna bow out with the Champions League trophy in his final ever club match, and then the European Championship in his final ever football match. That is the ultimate perfect goodbye. That is so quintessentially perfect. Netflix will soon be doing a Last Dance doc on him. Maybe leave out that chapter where he scored twice in a 6-1 win over Ireland and Dublin. But yeah, I think Germany are winning the Euros. Group B, 4th Albania. If you're ever wondering what Pablo Zabaleta is doing with his life these days, no, it's not sitting at home wondering why Michael Richards keeps slagging him off on podcasts. No, he's Albania's assistant coach to former Barcelona left back Silvinho. And you know what? I have sympathy for them because they are in a European Championship group with Spain, Italy, and Croatia. I know how that feels. I watched Ireland at Euro 2012. I'll admit it, we got lucky in the playoffs. Handed such an easy tie against Estonia. I couldn't believe our luck. And then we get put in this group. We were the Albania, and we were grilled like fried fish fingers. We lost all our games, scored 1 goal through Sean St. Ledger, someone who probably now works in the post office. Similar fate for Albania, bottom of group and a big fat 0. Sorry, but if Albania qualify from this group, then I will walk onto a public bus wearing nothing but a banana skin on my head. 3rd, Croatia. The Croatian golden era is surely about to collapse any minute now. I mean, Luka Modric has been this nation's best player for nearly 20 years. And now, I don't care if he is mentally preparing to win his 7th Champions League next season. He's nearly 39 years of age. Surely he now has the hamstrings of a tortoise. Surely he can't have any real impact at the Euros. Croatia continuing to rely on him to control games and produce magic. It does feel a bit like somebody expecting Mike Tyson to knock out a 27-year-old on Netflix. You're more likely to see a crocodile chewing set bladder for breakfast. Look, Croatia put up a fight against Spain and Italy at the Euros in 2012. So yeah, similar performance from them. 3rd in the group on 4 points. After beating Albania and nicking a point out of Italy, why not 2nd Italy? Remember what I said about Nagelsmann being head and shoulders above the rest of the coaches at the tournament? Well, Luciano Spalletti can give him a run for his money. Yes, he might look like the bad guy from Shutter Island, but he led Napoli to the Serie A title with 90 points last season. The fact he then consigned himself to international management. I know he's old, okay? 65 is retirement age. And the Italy job was probably bucket list material stuff, but still, he is too good to be chucked into the same sort of competition as Southgate, Martinez, and Montella. There is almost an unspoken rule in international management where you don't hire truly elite coaches. Everyone should sort of have the same sort of bang average meat muffin in charge. I mean, it's why the England FA once appointed Big Sam, but Italy, oh, they like to press the overkill button. Giovanni Trapattoni, Marcello Lippi, Antonio Conte, Roberto Mancini, and now Spalletti, all who belong in Champions League football, not in the graveyard of international football. I mean, it's a bit like if Soccer Aid get their hands on Lionel Messi. What chance does Tommy Fury have? So no, Italy will not crash and burn as reigning champions. I reckon a comfortable 2nd in the group. No implosion. And lads, if Italy don't qualify, then I will eat a casserole filled with mud for Spain. Lads, can we take a minute to process that Spain have Mikel Merino, Joselu, and Ioti Perez in their preliminary Euro squad? 3 forgettable chunks of parsley was at Newcastle United. One of them has won the Champions League. But to see the uncapped Perez in the squad at 30, when he was finished during that garbage flop £30 million spell at Leicester, it's almost as big a shock as the resurgence of Joselu. Someone who honestly, whilst he was in the Premier League, looked about as talented as Humpty Dumpty's mum. So I don't see too many goals in the Spain squad, which sounds nutty because they scored goals for fun in qualifying. Look, their manager Luis de la Fuente is a wild card. On paper, he just looks like the Spanish Southgate. He just spent 10 years working with the underage teams after failing a long time ago in his last club job with the Labs, the same club he retired with as a player. That was his Middlesbrough. Look, he's your quintessential Spanish Spanish coach. Someone who loves possession more than his own kids. Honestly, he is so obsessed with possession. He probably watches The Exorcist every night before bed. I reckon Spain will top the group just. And you know what? After his failures in front of goal almost caused me to rip out my own eyelashes in 2018, I'm gonna back him. If Joselu does not score at Euro 2024, then I will drink a bowl of microwave toothpaste. Come on, Joselu! Group C, 4th Denmark. Look, I know it is stupid to tip Denmark to finish bottom. A team who very nearly squeaked into the final of the last Euros. But I'm sorry, there's always the opposite of a dark horse in every tournament. A heavily backside who just implode and fail. And I think Denmark will be that shock embarrassment. I think they'll be rubbish. They won't score a single goal. 37-year-old Kasper Schmeichel will have a nightmare month in goal. And yeah, they'll lose every game. This is the bottom of the group and 0 points. Embarrassing. And if they do qualify, then I will take a bath in tea. 3rd, Serbia. Is anyone hyped for Serbia this summer? Anyone? I know Alexander Mitrovic just buffed up his ego somewhat by banging in 40 goals in 44 games for Al Hilal. Lads, this is the 2nd time since Newcastle sold him that Mitro has had a 40-goal-plus season. And yeah, Benitez treated him as some ugly orphan who stunk of dog wee. I always knew there were goals in this man. And look, there's goals in this team. Dusan Vlahovic scored 18 for Juventus last season. If they can get on the end of some Dusan Tadic magic from midfield. By the way, he just recorded 32 goal contributions for Fenerbahce last season. The fact that he has scored over 120 goals from midfield and chipped in with 128 assists since leaving Southampton for just £10 million in 2018. I just know there's some scared little dork in the Saints finance department who's still too nervous to look his boss in the eye. I mean, whenever Fenerbahce are even mentioned in the office, he probably chooses to eat his lunch in the toilets. There's gold and talent in this side, so I'm gonna go back them for 3rd. 2nd, England. Everyone thinks that England are going to win the Euros, right? You never, ever learn. Yes, Jude Bellingham is a superstar who just won the Champions League as a number 10 false 9. Yeah, great. But you still got pundits screaming on the telly about how Phil Foden should play as a cam instead. I guarantee you, Foden is going to be shoved on the left wing by Southgate, which he should do, by the way. But you're still going to have the internet exploding in a sea of disgruntled geeks whining on X. Look, England have a lot of brilliant players, sure, but they've always had great players. I reckon this tournament is actually one competition too far from Southgate. Look, you'll still qualify from the group with comfortable ease, yes, but I reckon you grind out grisly, uninspiring, labored 1-0 wins over Denmark and Serbia, but you'll also draw a pulsating 3-3 match with Slovenia, who will be a surprise package. It might sound nuts to tip a talented England side to finish 2nd, but I'm sorry, 10 years ago, I remember watching an England team packed to the brim with Champions League winners and Premier League superstars. I watched them finish below Costa Rica in a World Cup group. This isn't unheard of. I reckon you'll sloppily grumble your way through the group like you did at Euro 2016 when you finished below actual Wales. Lads, if England win the Euros this summer, then I will sing Sweet Caroline in the middle of the freezing cold British Sea while smacking myself in the face with a dead lobster. There's no sharks in the British Sea, right? First, Slovenia. Here's a spoiler. Slovenia are going to be the surprise package of Euro 2024, and Benjamin Sesko is going to be the absolute breakout star. Lads, this 21-year-old RB Leipzig striker has Arsenal sniffing around him now before the tournament. So can you imagine the stupid level of interest, of hype, after he wins the Golden Boot? He is going to be what Milan Baras was for Czech Republic at Euro 2004. But at least with him, I mean, he was a miserable pudding Liverpool flop before that tournament. I mean, he only scored 1 goal all season long. Then he goes to the Euros, wins the Golden Boot, and suddenly has both Real Madrid and Barcelona knocking on his door. They signed Michael Owen and Samuel Eto'o instead. I mean, considering this guy went on to be an Aston Villa, Lyon, and Portsmouth flop, I think they made the right choice. But lads, Slovenia are going to be awesome. The signs are there. They just beat Portugal in March. They're going to blow everybody away. Smash Denmark 3-0, bulldoze Serbia 4-1 before playing out an epic match with England to top the group on goal difference. Slovenia and Sesko are going to be utter class. Group D, 4th Poland. Poland are done. Sorry, but they never really do anything at the Euros anyway. They've been to the last 4, yeah, but they finished bottom of the group 3 times. So sorry, Poland, but bottom on 0 points. And if they prove me wrong, if Poland do qualify, then I will lick dog food off a stranger's foot. 3rd, Netherlands. I'm gonna say this. In all of my time watching football, no international team has ever been as predictable as Holland. They've always had world-class talent that has never been in question, but I never know what to expect. Perfect example, alright? Between 2010 and 2018, this nation reached a World Cup final, then finished bottom of the Euro 2012 group, then finished 3rd in the World Cup, and then failed to qualify for Euro 2016 and the 2018 World Cup. What? This is a completely wasted generation. Ronaldo literally scored against Brazil in a World Cup third place playoff as a young up-and-coming star in the Eredivisie. Yeah, he's now 33, washed up, and has only played at one international tournament since. That is a disgrace. I don't know, me trying to predict the Netherlands, I might as well try and predict the outcome of a battle between frogs and mice. I have no idea. I think this will be another tournament where they stutter. They'll beat Poland but lose to Austria and France and finish third, second Austria. Look, tipping Austria to be dark horses might backfire in my face. I might soon look like I've got the intelligence of a melted worm. But I think Ralf Rangnick is going to perform a tactical demolition of Ronald Koeman. Don't take this Austria team lightly. They've just won the last 6 games, beating Germany and stuffing 6 past Turkey. Rangnick's side mean business, and they should. So yeah, they'll beat Poland and Holland. 2 clean sheets. Second on 6 points. First, France. 9 points. Easy. Next, Group E, fourth Romania. Look, I want to be nice, but Romania have no chance. 0 points. I'm sorry. Look, for every point that Romania stick on the board, then I will knock at a stranger's door and sing them a creepy love song, but it ain't gonna happen. Third, Slovakia. Third on 3 points. Slovakia will beat Romania, but that will not be enough to qualify. Sorry, lads, but you're out. Second, Ukraine. Ukraine are a quality side. They are and have been for years, which is surprising. I thought they'd be one of these nations who, when they lose their Ballon d'Or superstar like Andriy Shevchenko to retirement, then we'd never see them in international tournaments again. The same fate that I'm expecting for Poland soon after Lewandowski goes, but now they're a very tactically organized, well-drilled side. Second in the group on 6 points. First, Belgium. Look, the Belgium golden generation is literally fading in front of our eyes. It's nearly completely done, and Jeremy Doku must feel like someone who's arrived late to the party. He's probably still furious with his own mum that she didn't get pregnant in 1995 and instead waited until 2002, because can you imagine this version of Doku playing in the same Belgium side as peak Eden Hazard? Oh boy, would that be mouth-watering. So this is a crusty old, massively aging Belgium team. Most of their top players are in their 30s. But yeah, they'll squeak their way into first, but they will not do anything in the knockout rounds. Group F, fourth Georgia. Bottom, 0 points. Next, third Turkey. Look, Turkey just lost 6-1 to Austria. It's not too long ago they were losing to the Faroe Islands. I don't rate Vincenzo Martella highly as a manager at all. Look, Turkey will beat Georgia, but that's it. 3 points and home. Second, Czech Republic. Czech Republic are not a special side, and this is nowhere near the great dark horses of 2004. I think the Czechs will be all right at the tournament. They'll beat Turkey to next second. First, Portugal. Well, obviously, if Portugal don't top this group, then I will do 1,000 in the middle of Newcastle city centre. Not even Roberto Martinez can mess up this impossibly easy group. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Let me know, what do you think? What are your predictions? Get them down below. Let me know in the comments. Am I wrong? No! These are going to be the greatest predictions of all. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.